Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. My name is Natea and this is Nesthetics, where I talk about topics that I care about and you should care about too if you choose. Today we are talking about Black women's obsession with straight hair by breaking down and analyzing season 4 episode 3 of the Boondocks, Breaking Grandad. The Boondocks is an American animated sitcom created by Aaron McGruder. The show follows the lives of Grandad, voiced by John Witherspoon, and his two grandsons, Huey and Riley, both voiced by Regina King. It was first aired in 2005. The episode we are discussing today aired in May 2014. I'm going to break down the episode by scenes and analyze different parts of the episode to talk about the deeper meaning of it, so let's get into it. So the episode starts off with one of the characters, Huey, in a garage mixing chemicals. There's purple fumes in the air and he has on a gas mask. The two other characters, Grandad and Riley, bust into the garage. Grandad tells Huey he wants him and Riley to come with him to see the financial planner because money is getting tight and they need to make a plan. Huey doesn't want to go because he wants to finish his quote-unquote chemistry project, and Grandad proceeds to ask him, "Are you sure you're not in here making any bombs?" Huey responds and tells Grandad that he swears he's not making a bomb and tells him that he's making wave cream. So Grandad, Huey, and Riley all go to the financial planner. The financial planner basically tells them that they are broke and they have 6 months until they're homeless. Grandad therefore gets a job washing cars. After Grandad gets off work, he is lotioning up, getting ready to take a woman out on a date. And Riley is like,
"You heard that man, Grandad. We don't have the finances to be feeding these bitches. Huey, Granddad's taking bitches out to eat again."
As Grandad is getting ready, he prepares to put a wave cream on his head called Nap Be Gone to slick it back, and then he notices that he's out of the cream. So this is the first point that I want to break down. So I like that the Boondocks includes little details that could be easily looked over. So the product Grandad is out of is called Nap Be Gone. I think the name of this product is interesting because it's saying that it is meant to get rid of your naps, your natural kinks, and your coils. I think the name of this product reinforces the idea that our naps, quote unquote naps, our natural hair should not be present and is in need of getting rid of. So if you think about bug sprays to get rid of bugs in your house or bugs on your plants, there's even a bug spray called Bug Be Gone. So the name of this hair product acts as if our hair is a pest, it's a nuisance, it's bothersome, and we don't want to deal with it. Natural hair being a nuisance is one of the main reasons Black women don't like to wear their natural hair, and it's an excuse that I've used before too as well. So it's also a critique to myself that I'll talk about a little bit more as we get into the rest of this video. Grandad remembers that Huey said he was making wave cream in the garage. So he goes there to get some for his hair in a container that has an exclamation mark on it. Grandad proceeds to put this on his hair, and he wakes up the next morning and his hair is long and straight from the wave cream Huey made. Grandad lets his Black neighbor Tom and his biracial daughter Jasmine use the wave cream, and it works on their hair too. Huey comes into the living room and asks Grandad if he's seen the container of the pink gel from the garage. Then Grandad asks Huey how much more of the wave cream he has. Huey, realizing that he put it in his hair, he was like, "Grandad, you didn't." Grandad goes on saying how it grows long, straight, wavy hair, and then Huey reveals the product was actually a compound for a balm. Huey tells everybody who used the balm in their hair to wash it out immediately, but they refuse. Tom and his daughter Jasmine run out of the house screaming, talking about, "You'll never take my hair." So this is another point that I wanted to break down. So if someone just told you that the product in your hair right now is a balm and you need to wash it out immediately, you wouldn't wash it out because of how good your hair looks straight. So even though this product is detrimental to your physical health, you care more about your physical appearance and the face than your physical health. Let's unpack that a little bit more. This made me think about how Black women who don't exercise because it'll mess up their hair, which is very true. If you exercise and sweat after you just got your hair straightened or relaxed, the sweat is going to destroy the hairstyle. Your hair will revert back to its natural state and it'll feel like you just wasted money getting your hair done because now the style is ruined. Same with wigs. When you glue them down and then you sweat, the glue becomes less adhesive, making your wig more susceptible to slipping off. Uncle Ruckus, in another episode of the Boondocks, season 3, episode 11, the lovely Ebony Brown, he criticizes black women for not jogging because they don't want to sweat out their hair.
A black woman's body is a temple of doom. When was the last time you saw a black woman jogging, Robert? Ask yourself that question. And I ain't talking about them super steroided she-males in the Olympics that tuck their testicles up either.
Well, come to think of it.
That's what I thought. You ain't never seen it. Cause black women don't jog. That way they don't sweat out all them industrial strength toxic Avenger chemicals they use to straighten out their hair.
I think it's a shame that us black women are willing to put our physical health to the side in order to have straight hair. We'd rather have straight hair than to be physically healthy. We'll neglect exercising for our hair. I have used this excuse in the past too, which is why I stopped straightening my hair and started wearing more natural hairstyles and extensions such as twists, braids, faux locks, etc. because sweating will not affect my hair when it's in those hairstyles. But overall, having straight hair is not worth the detriment of our health. I have more thoughts about this, but I'll expand on this a little further as we get into some other scenes of this episode. So Grandad asks Huey, how much of the bomb wave cream do you have? And then Riley goes, that should be the name of the product. Huey tells them that with one spark, their head could explode. But then Riley, he comes up with a slogan for the hair cream from that, and he says, bomb wave cream, an explosion of beautiful hair. So Grandad didn't care about the wave cream being a bomb. He saw this as a way to financial freedom, to make him money and become rich, because as we saw earlier, the financial planner said he would be homeless within the next 6 months. This is another point I want to break down because I want to discuss this age of the LLC and black people creating and owning their own businesses. I think it's great that black people are creating more businesses to attempt to create financial freedom and create generational wealth. I'm all for it. However, I wish that more black people created community-minded businesses. This is no shade to anyone, but realistically, how many more black businesses do we need selling lashes, selling wigs, selling straight hair bundles? Realistically, what is that business doing for the black community other than reinforcing self-hate? I see so many black people creating businesses like this, and it's like everyone wants to be a lash tech, everyone wants to sell bundles. There's definitely a market for it because black women, we use these things. We get our lashes done, we get our hair done, we wear wigs. So going back to the episode, Grandad didn't care that this product would be detrimental to the community because he needed the money. However, I don't think most black people who start businesses are in a crunch like Grandad and need to create a business so they won't be homeless in the next 6 months. So it makes sense why Grandad was so adamant about creating this business and didn't care about the effects that this product would have on the black community. But in real life, it doesn't make sense for black people to be so adamant about creating businesses like selling bundles or lashes that aren't necessarily detrimental to the community. But realistically, how are those businesses benefiting the black community? Granted, black business owners are not obligated to build community-minded businesses that will benefit the black community, but I also think we have to be careful creating businesses that further reinforce our inner anti-blackness. I saw a post once about how black people don't create need-based businesses. To summarize, while our black community is starting trendy businesses like clothing lines, books, makeup, or extension companies, the Asians are buying up all the nail salons, laundromats, and dry cleaning stores in the hood. While we fight for sales, they create things we need. So I immediately switched my business model and I only start need-based businesses from now on that everyone in my community needs. I started jumping Jack Tax, and this company made more money in 3 months than I could do in 3 years with my first business. If you are an inspiring or new entrepreneur, I'm going to save you a bunch of time right now. Start a need-based business ASAP. Taxes, credit, insurance, etc. Something everyone needs so you can build up some quick and long-term revenue. You need an anchor product. I thought this post was interesting and insightful, just thinking about the kind of businesses that black people do create and how if we created more need-based businesses, even though those aren't the businesses we want to create, that would generate more money. But I do remember that this same person who made these tweets, him and his partner allegedly were accused of scamming mostly black owned businesses with their tax company, allegedly. So the messenger may not be the best person, but he does have a point in his post about how black people need to create more need-based businesses instead of just these businesses, lashes, hair extensions, clothing lines that can go from me to, not just having these businesses, but actually creating need-based businesses to generate more income. So moving on, Grandad, Huey, and Riley decide to talk to a buyer to see if they can sell their wave cream product to them and make money off of it. They talk to a buyer named Boss Waloma, who owns a beauty salon named Right Like White. This is another small detail the Boondocks included that I want to break down. So the salon name is Right Like White, reinforcing the idea that we as black people have to live up to Eurocentric beauty standards because that is what is quote unquote right. And basically our natural hair does not meet those standards, therefore it's wrong. So this salon is telling customers in order to be right, you have to aspire to be white. So Boss Waloma really likes the wave cream and tells them that they've got something special. She calls them artists. I think black hair in general is an art. If you think about how natural black hairstyles like cornrows were used as maps to escape from slavery, that's some real art right there. Like black people were cartographers with cornrows. Like that's artistic and creative. But the way hair is being seen as an art here in this episode is different. The art is that black people are able to transform their hair from kinky to straight using a chemical. And it's kind of like magic in a way because it's like it's getting rid of your natural hair. So I think it's interesting that she calls them artists because it is an art, but it's just a different kind of art, and it makes me question, is that really art? Like being able to transform natural hair to straight hair, and if it is art, what kind of art is that? So Boss Waloma's assistant tried the product on one half of his hair and it straightened it, and Boss Waloma said that his hair was better than white people's hair. So it's like we're not only aspiring to have hair that resembles white people's, but also aspiring to have hair that is just as good or even better than theirs, possibly because we want to raise our self-esteem and make ourselves feel as if we're just as beautiful as white people if we have their hair or better, which of course is not true. Black people are beautiful just the way we are, and we don't need to aspire to these Eurocentric beauty standards. But I thought it was interesting that Boss Waloma said that this hair was better than white people's hair. So it's like that's the standard, and she wants to go beyond that standard and be able to make black people's hair even better than white people's hair. So Boss Waloma sets cash on the table and tells them, Huey, Riley, and Grandad, that she wants to buy all the product that they have. Huey proceeds to tell Boss Waloma that the wave cream is dangerous, it's a highly explosive bomb, and no one should ever put it in their hair. Boss Waloma just laughed, and she was like, these women don't care if the product is explosive, and I want y'all to listen to what she had to say.
Explosive? You think them bitches out there care about a little fire? This here will turn your brain green. This stuff has plutonium. This one here is acid. Just acid. Don't you get it? These bitches would put napalm on their hair if it would make it straight. Put a warning label on it.
So Boss Waloma said that these women would put anything in their hair and proceeded to pull out boxes of relaxers that have dangerous chemicals in them that black women use. And this goes back to what I was talking about earlier with black women's willingness to put their physical appearance over their physical health. So recently this year, if you saw, we learned about the girls and the women who modeled on these relaxer boxes in real life. And we learned that they actually never had a relaxer. So it was false advertisement to us growing up and just a marketing technique to get black women to use these products because we thought we were going to look like the women on the boxes because we thought they had a relaxer. Whole time they didn't have a relaxer. And we also learned this year from an October 2022 study that hair straightening chemicals have been linked to higher uterine cancer risk and uterine fibroids. And Black women may be more affected due to higher use of these chemical straightening products. So the article says, after an average of nearly 11 years of following up, women who had reported using hair straightening products were almost twice as likely to have developed uterine cancer than those who did not. After adjusting for other factors that might affect risk, women who had reported frequent use of straighteners more than 4 times in the previous year were about 2.5 times more likely to develop uterine cancers. So not only does straightening our hair impact our physical health from not exercising, but also impacts our likelihood of having fibroids and cancer. So is it really worth having straight hair knowing that there's these health risks? I don't think it's worth it at all. So now everybody's in business. Riley and Grandad are packing orders. They're selling the bomb wave cream. Huey is not supportive of this whatsoever, and he just sits there and reads his book while they pack orders. Black women are lined up to get this product, and they're excited. They completely sell out of the product. One woman, after she realizes that they sold out, she says she's never going to look like Beyonce. This is another small detail I want to break down, because I think that how ironic is it that Beyonce is the Black woman that Black women aspire to look like, when her appearance closely aligns or somewhat aligns with whiteness. So Beyonce is light skinned for one, and then 2, her hair over the years has been this honey blonde color, and it's usually seen straightened or wavy, and I believe her real hair is dyed this color too, at least the last time we saw it. But these 2 characteristics alone are close to whiteness, the light skin and the honey blonde hair. So I think it's interesting that out of all Black women celebrities, Beyonce is the one that many Black women aspire to look like. And she's the standard of beauty for Black women. And that standard of beauty is still somewhat associated with whiteness, even though it's not exactly whiteness. So as Grandad and Riley are packaging more products, a news segment comes on the television. 2 Black women got stopped at the airport while going through security because they detected a bomb on their person. Security finally discovered that their hair was the bomb. This is another little detail I wanted to break down, or just a little bit, or not really break down, but I don't know if other Black women have experienced this, but every time I go to the airport, and if I have extensions, like let's say I have some faux locks and I have like accessories in my hair, they always go through my hair. They always have to pat down my hair. They always have to look through my hair. So I think it's interesting that in this episode, like, there was actually a bomb in their hair, but like Black women's hair at airports, I think, very frequently gets surveillance because we always have just different type of hairstyles, different, kind of accessories in our hairstyles that can set off the surveillance screening. So I thought that was interesting. So moving on, the 2 women were upset about not being able to fly the plane because of their hair relaxer, and the news demonstrated how deadly the relaxer could be by putting it on a wig of a mannequin and lighting a fire. And then the government declared that sale or possession of this hair cream was now declared a terrorist offense. So that basically meant that they could no longer sell the product. At least that's what Grandad thought. But then he goes to Boss Waloma. He tries to give her her money back, and she was like, I don't want the money back. I want more product to sell. And she was like, the government does not have the right to tell Black women they can't have long, beautiful hair. And I just thought that was so funny, because I think as Black women, sometimes we have this attitude where we believe no one can tell us anything. No one can correct us. No one can tell us we're wrong. And if someone does criticize us, or someone does try to, just not even criticize us in a bad way, but just like, hey, this is something that Black women could improve on, or I would like to see this from Black women, we automatically label it as misogyny, or, oh, that person is anti-Black women. So it's like, I feel like this comment in this episode reinforces that like, as black women, a lot of the times we're like, nobody can tell us what to do, no matter if they're trying to tell us something that will be beneficial to us. So in this same vein, in this episode, the government is telling y'all cannot put this in y'all hair no more, don't sell it, you know. But Boss Willoma is like, the government can't tell us what to do, even though she knows as a black woman that this product should not be in black women's hair. So I feel like as black women, sometimes people are looking out for our best interests, and we should listen to them. So that was the final scene of discussion, and there's actually a lot more to this episode and other plots a part of this episode, but I wanted to focus on the scenes that align with the topic I wanted to discuss and not just talk about the entire episode. I do encourage you to watch the whole episode though. The series is on HBO Max, but many of the episodes are free to watch on YouTube, including this one, which I'll link in the description box. So my final thoughts are that I believe we all know that black women have an internalized self-hatred towards our hair. I've talked about this on my own channel, and my own self-hatred towards my hair in a video I uploaded over a year ago at this point about why I used to hate my 4C hair and the struggles that came with starting my natural hair journey. Even though I don't straighten my hair often anymore, and I don't even wear like straight hair bundles like I used to, I like maybe straighten my hair once every few years. I do still wear extensions though that resemble natural hairstyles, like I said earlier, full locks, braids, twists, etc. So I think there is something to say about that too. Even though I am not straightening my hair, I am still choosing to not wear my natural hair. My reasoning is because I like to change my hair up and I like to look different. I don't like to look the same all the time or have the same hairstyle all the time. I like to try new things. And another reason I wear these styles is because of convenience. Sometimes I don't feel like dealing with my hair or spending time catering to it every day or weekly. And many black women have this same response too as to why they wear any type of extensions. And we can argue and say that that response is rooted in anti-blackness, whether you're wearing straight hair extensions or you're wearing natural hair extensions like I do. So that is an internal conversation that I have with myself as well, because I'm like, do I actually wear these hairstyles because of internalized anti-blackness, or is it really because I just really like to change my hair? So two things can occur at the same time. So it doesn't necessarily have to be one or the other. It could be neither. It could be whatever. It could be both. So I have these conversations with myself too about internalized anti-blackness, internalized self-hatred. I think just because of the white supremacist society that we are living in, it's inevitable that all black people and non-black people too have just a little or a lot anti-blackness in them, and it's unfortunate. And we can only do our best to unlearn those things that are rooted in anti-blackness and correct those things in our lives and correct our mindset. So this video does not exclude me from the conversation or exclude me from the criticism. Even though I am generally criticizing black women in this video, I'm also criticizing myself as a black woman. So that's all for this video. Leave your thoughts in the comment section, and I'll see y'all in my next one.